going on, everybody? So today I'm going to take the car out and do some testing on some hard tires, taking the drag radials off, and going to go try this. So there's a class here in Colorado and some other places that they're running. It's called a hard tire class, 200 tread wear or better. So you got to do like an all season. Some mid performance tires, I guess, might reach that 200 tread wear. These are 440, but these are the tires that I've seen a couple people use and seem to get to work. So I'm going to go ahead and do that. 275, 60, 15, just like the drag radial. You can see they're really close in size. We'll see what it looks like once it's on the 10-inch rim and see kind of what how it fits. I'm guessing it looks like it might be a little bit taller, but then not quite as wide on the contact patch. But it's hard to tell when you're looking at it stretched over a 10-inch rim. So that's what the plan is today, get them switched over, get the car ready, and head out to the track. I'm just gonna go ahead and drive the car out there today, late night after work in the morning, so I'm just gonna be able to pull it in, not have to unload and load the trailer and everything. So the track's about 15 minutes away, not a big deal. Just go ahead and drive it out there, load up the little generator, toolbox, just kind of try to go out there with a minimum amount of stuff. On the hard tire, to get it to work, the car's gonna have to be turned down anyway, so shouldn't be too hard on parts, but we'll see what happens. I'm thinking with the tune-up I had in it from the cash days at PPIR, trying to get the radial to leave on bare asphalt, the tune-up should be pretty close for the hard tire. So I'm just gonna leave the tune-up that's in it, and try to make my first hit, try to get out there early so maybe I can get 3-4 hits in tonight. All right, so I'm gonna go get the tires changed. All right. So we got the tires all mounted up, ready to go. Gonna load the car up with everything that I need to go to the track and head out there. All right, everyone, so we live about 15 minutes from the track. Everyone's gonna drive it over there. Just loaded everything in the back, made sure the tires weren't rubbing, seems to be okay. Got the canopy, cooler, tools. So, a couple years ago, I did this pretty much every Friday and Saturday whenever I was racing. I just drive the car out there and back. It makes it a little bit easier not having to unload and unload the trailer. Just put a little more wear and tear on the car, but it's not too bad. It's a little hot out, so got the windows down. This car still has the heater in it, but doesn't have AC, unfortunately. So had to remove that for the turbo kit. But we're headed out there. We'll get signed up. So the hard tire, the fastest I know of anybody in the States, my buddy Zach, he's went 6:33. And then some other guys that have been racing at the last event that they run these hard tires at was like high 6s, I believe, is where everybody was at. So we're headed out there now, and we'll see if we can hopefully go faster than a high 6, hopefully shoot for a mid 6 tonight, and see what we get the car to do. All right, so I'm out here. We got the car ready, teched in. Gonna go make our first hit. We'll see what happens. Got the tire set at like 20 PSI, so I'm gonna start there. Then I might have to go up or go down. Got Jared's car. Ended up putting the tune-up that we used to have in it and a little more on the two-step, so we'll see what happens with that. So we're both gonna go make our first hit. Alright, so the first hit was way too aggressive. I ended up going like 8.4 to 104, but it spun instantly, as you guys I'm sure can see in the GoPro video. Hopefully I got that. If so, I'll put it in here. But so turned it down, trying to leave on no boost. Hopefully it'll at least hook, and then I can start turning up from there. So see what happens. Alright, so April's gonna make her very first pass ever. Our buddy Phil's letting her drive the 300. So she's gonna make a pass in it. and we'll see how she does. Oh, deep staging.
He's good. Floor.
Go!
No, you're good. It's gonna go. Green.
You ready, Phil? All the way to the floor, Phil. I'm out of it. High five, Phil.
All right, so after the first pass, I went like 8.9. That was an 8 or 8.4. That was an 8.1. Slowed down the boost ramp more, and gonna try it again. Hopefully, it drags it out long enough to keep the tire hooked. It went like a 2060 foot, so at least it held it that far. All right, guys, so that's it for this. I already got the car loaded up, gonna head home. It's pretty rough, but ended up going 7.6 at 112. So mile an hour is there, and I pedaled it and knocked the tire off instantly on that pass. So if I can just get the first hit, good, we'd be all right. I got it to hook one time, and then all the other times it seemed like the car just built too much boost and knocked the tire off instantly. So if I can get it to just hook off the line and start flexing the chassis, we'll be all right. So we'll work on that and see what happens. All right, so I'm back home with the car. Not sure if I mentioned earlier, but on the last pass, the car died. It kind of popped and died. So I'm gonna need to go over some things, check plugs, make sure everything's all right. But what happened was the power shutoff switch, it was like it's in between being on and off. So the car made the pass, died before the 8th. I coasted around there, everything died on me. So then I got out, pulled the power, it came right back on, fired up, and drove home no problem. So hopefully there's no issues, but I'll have to deal with that another day. So otherwise, it was cool trying the hard tire deal. I knew it was going to be difficult. I thought the car would work a little bit better than it did, but I need to figure out why the car was trying to leave on 1 pound of boost and 3 pound of boost, and then try to figure out what it left on the last time. Because if it left on, again, 2 or 3, that's just too much. I need to figure out, turn like the 2-step down all the way to where it doesn't leave on any consistently. And then I know the car will roll out going 112, almost 113 in the 8th. I know the power's there, and if I could hold it out, maybe it'd go 114, 115, maybe even 116 possibly. And then that'll put me in the like high 6s. Should be able to get there. That's what I need to do to be competitive. So I'll have to take the car out again and do another test day, probably another 3-4 passes to really try to dial it in, possibly more, and we'll go from there. So thanks everybody for watching. If you would, please subscribe, and if you want to watch another video, check it out right here. Thanks. See ya.